Hey, Trinity here from Esoteria LLC. Oh, you already have a message. That's crazy, crazy, crazy. All right, so got the Seven of Cups. So you got choices. And the Nine of Swords in reverse. And that actually is, Nine of Swords is all about like being so anxious you can't sleep. In the typical tarot, this is the Old English tarot. In the typical tarot, it talks about a woman who is laying in bed up at night, with swords hanging on the wall. She's covered with a blanket with zodiac signs, and she's just riddled with anxiety and cannot get good sleep. So that may be confirmation. Do not eat stop. My doggy has been chewing on my watermelon plant, and the plant is still alive, but every time it gets a flower, she chews it, and so I'm not going to get fruit. And she gets food, so I don't know why she insists on eating that watermelon. It's both plants, too. It's ridiculous. No. You've made me mad. Go away. Her name is Luna. And again, anything that happens in a reading tells me something about the reading. You may have something unknown, which the moon card is, talking about illusions, or something hidden, that is preventing your crop from coming in. Like it's blocking it by destroying it before it can get anywhere. Now I've given the message. Quit eating my plant. Just laying there. All right. So I've got that wrapped up. Anyway, I actually was told this morning in my own personal reading that I was going to be getting a message. Like I did Lenormand this morning, and I drew 4 cards, and 3 of them talked about getting a message. And boy, did I. I went and laid down and took a nap at about 9:30. Just because I felt overwhelmingly tired. And the dream I had was so vivid. And when I woke up, I did a recording about the whole thing fleshed out, because part of it was for this collective and part of it was for me. So I'll tell you about the dream first, because that's why we're doing this reading. We're going to get a little bit more clarification as to how it applies to my collective audience. But basically, I was living in this house that was quite big and quite nice. But there were 2 parts of the house. There was the part of the house that I was living in, and then there was this conjoining area that led to an old wing. And that I just knew in the dream that was the old house that had been built on too. And in the dream, I had gone into that older part, and it was probably like late 80s, early 90s with some 70s elements in it, or early 80s elements in it. So I was born in 79. I'm going to take that personally as that was right around, like childhood. Okay. There was a portion of it in like a storage area that had tons and tons of stuff from my past that were stored there that I had to go through and get rid of because I didn't need it anymore, because I wanted to refurbish the home. The house needed to be kind of like, it had good bones, but it needed to be repaired. It needed to, like the master bedroom, for example, in that part of the home, my whole idea was that I wanted to go remodel that ensuite so that I could move over there and sleep over there. instead of in the newer portion of the house, because it was a really nice setup. I really liked it a lot better as far as the layout and the fact that the bathroom was so much bigger, had a huge closet, it had a jacuzzi tub, but all of it needed to be gutted and redone. Okay. And so, when I woke up, my interpretation of that dream was the fact that in my recovery, I have built a new home. It's a lovely home. And that was the thing that I kept thinking of in the dream was, gosh, I just love this house. I can't wait to remodel it. Can't wait to go through and get rid of all the stuff that's in here that I don't need anymore. I was really looking forward to it, but I hadn't gotten around to it because the newer portion of the home was where I was staying all the time. And so that's telling me that there are some things from my childhood that I have not addressed yet. And in order to fully heal completely and be able to use my whole house, the house was not just my body, it was like basically the house of my life is what it represented. And it was the older part was my old life before I got into recovery and had my spiritual awakening, and the newer part was since the spiritual awakening. So I've got work to do. And because I have been hanging out in the newer portion of the house, I have not addressed those things that would truly unite both of those homes and enable me to use all of it. The other component to this, which I thought was a very interesting part of the dream, was that there was a certain portion of the home that was completely empty, untouched, and actually very good repair. It was just waiting to be used. And so that also is telling me that there is a certain aspect, a usefulness, a skill, a talent, something in there that I have not fully utilized and could make it a very useful addition to my life. It's already there. I don't need to do anything other than move in and use it. So that's where we're at. The big thing standing in the way of using that portion of the house and where I was at was the fact that I had to get through the storage room with all of that crap in those containers, in the bins, and go through everything and just, you know, some of it was useful stuff that I could sell, some of it was stuff I needed to throw away, some of it was stuff that I needed to donate, but I needed to address that storage stuff so that it was easier to use that portion. So I don't know if that's resonating with anybody out there, where that sounds like me. That sounds like a metaphor for my life too. So let's go ahead and get some messages. Let's start with, because we've already established that we have to go through some of the junk from our past in order to get to this. But what I want to kind of find out is, what is this new portion, this new hidden space that we just discovered that nobody had ever used before? What is that? What is it used for? Spirit of love, light, and truth, please give us clear and guided messages so that we can reach our fullest potential in this life while being in alignment with your will for us. What is that new portion of the house used for? What is the point of it? All right, so I've got 3 cards, and they are in 2 separate piles, so this means I'm hearing dual purpose. Okay, cosmic exploration. And the gallery of those who came before. Okay. And I will say that in the dream, it seemed like this portion of the house was, like, I didn't build it. I built the new part, but I didn't build that. This is something, a lot of it that I inherited. And this other portion of the home obviously was built in a hidden way, but empty. And so those who came before. So this seems like an inherited trait, an inherited skill, something that is passed down that you are unaware of. And meditation will bring answers. The dream state will bring answers. But it's almost like this is your own little cave or den to really delve into the esoteric, is what I'm hearing. To contemplate things, to journal, to write a book, to do art, to, like, this is your own private area that nobody else gets to use but you. It's gifted to you from people who came before you, but getting through that junk to access it will be key. But it will be like, once you get through that junk, you will utilize this space so often, and it's going to benefit every single other aspect of your life. Let's go ahead and turn over this card, and it says healing through rest. So I'm hearing the dream state is going to be really important. So if you're struggling with that Nine of Swords, if that's upright for you right now and you are really struggling to get sleep, you may want to take a melatonin in moderation, of course. You may want to turn off screens at least an hour before bed. Like, go back to what you would do to a toddler, I hope. You would do that for your toddler, so that you can get some decent sleep. So if you know that you have to be up at 6 in the morning, you need to be cutting off all electronics by 9, finishing up your day with journaling and meditating and doing that spiritual cleanup before bed so that you can rest soundly, because your dream state is going to be really where you go through a lot of this baggage. And then in the morning, like, I am horrible about, like, by the time I get a pen and paper and start to journal about what my dreams are, I'm forgetting, but my phone is always there. And so I take and make a recording of a video of, what the dream was. Once I've talked about the dream, then what it means to me. Now, this is the first time I have done this where it was like, no, this is for your collective audience too. So do it, do this portion of it for you, but then we're going to go ahead and translate this onto cards. And so you've got some stuff from your past. It's not that you didn't do a thorough job if you're a 12-stepper on your 4-step. It's that you have been foggy because you don't remember this stuff that's been packed away and stored for ages. And as you go through and as you're doing your step work and as you're healing, more and more is going to be uncovered, specifically in the dream state. So make sure that you're keeping up with your step work. I'm hearing step work specifically, not just going to meetings, actual step work. So think 10th step. Okay, so that's encouragement for doing a 10th step, because this is going to be something that, once it's unlocked and revealed to you as to where it is and how you can use it, it's going to be probably your favorite place. Okay, all right. I'm also hearing that it may be very therapeutic to draw out the house of your life, like each room representing something else, but not from the reality of your past. You can do 2 separate ones if you insist on doing, like the house of your past. But like, maybe you can do 3. You can do a house that represents your life right now, a house that represents the life of your life of the past, and then the new house where it's your dream house, where you're going, like what everything means to you. So that might be a fun little hands-on project that you do for yourself. I believe dialectic behavioral therapy has an exercise like that, but if they don't, you heard it here first. I came up with it all on my own with the help of spirit. I am writing a book, by the way, so that might actually be part of a 10th and 11th step. I'm hearing. Okay, see, I'm getting insight about my book while I'm recording this video for you. Don't you feel privileged? I can't wait to have this book done. It's honestly, it's a labor of love. It is what I did as I worked the 12 steps because praying on my knees didn't suit me because I had a lot of religious trauma and I am very witchy and woo-woo in the first place. And so I basically did one ritual per step and it worked brilliantly. So I cannot wait to get this out so that if this is something that you're like, hey, I really could use that too because I'm struggling, that way you have access to that. And my whole point is so that people who are not necessarily the traditional religions can have access to quality recovery and spiritual guidance as well, without having to, like, there are some places that don't have AA meetings. Like the town I'm in, I have to drive at least 20-25 minutes to the next town over. And if I didn't have a car, I would be stuck doing online stuff and stuck with an online sponsor. So this book is just supplementary. It's not meant to replace the 12 steps. I'm a firm believer in 12-step recovery in combination with therapy. That's what's worked for me. Because it wasn't good enough for me just to quit drinking. I had to address some of my core wounds so that I understood and could do something about why I kept choosing those maladaptive coping mechanisms. Not sure why I felt like I needed to share that. Maybe you're debating on going to therapy. I highly recommend it. All right. I am being told that these are the key dates that the next portion of where you need to clean your storage space in that house to uncover there it is right there, to uncover. So we're going to take this one little bit at a time because you can't clear the whole thing out without tossing everything away. And that's not how this mental clearing works. We have to go through, we have to walk through everything, okay? All right. So we've got Libra. So Libra season may be significant. You may be a Libra. I'm a Libra rising. Hello. Hi. Welcome, sisters and brothers. So Libra season starts end of September, beginning September 20th or 21st to October 20th or 21st. So Libra season. Aquarius season. Isn't she pretty? I love that card. So Aquarius season would be end of January, so the 20th of January to the 20th of February roundabouts. Don't quote me on the exact dates. And then we have Cancer season. Okay, so that is end of June to the 20th of July. Okay, so those 3 times of year. So we got 2 air, 1 water. And honestly, this could represent times of year when things happen to you. It could represent the zodiac signs of people who did things to you that you need to unpack, or things you did to them and you need to unpack. This is just kind of like a little compass to show you where north is in the long run. Okay, let me go ahead and ask Tarot really quick. Do you have any final messages for the collective? This has been a fascinating reading, Spirit. Thank you so much. I really have enjoyed this a lot. And I'm super excited about the new wing and getting everything ready in my house. All right. 8 of batons. Whatever it is, it's coming in fast. Knight of batons. Okay, so we're really coming in fast. And then 5 of batons. Seriously, we have 3 wands cards. So this is all, you're going to be getting a lot of divine downloads. That's what I'm getting from this, is that it's going to be a lot of insight. This is not something that you're going to be getting from an external source. This is going to be directly delivered to you through the dream state. They are emphasizing again. So making sure that you're getting good quality sleep or you're dreaming regularly will be key in doing this. But you have got a particular conflict that set up I'm hearing there was a battle of the egos and you did not win. And that set up a certain pattern of belief systems that you have been operating under unknowingly. Okay, so there's been a lie told to you, a really big lie. It's a negative core, turned into a negative core belief. Once you identify where that came from and can identify exactly what the lie is, you can deconstruct it and start really going through all of this. So whoever it is, whoever told you that lie, the lie is going to be exposed. They're probably going to be exposed. However, you are being cautioned to hold them in compassion because they told you that lie out of fear. They told you that lie out of being really, really hurt and sick. Okay. Oh my gosh, this is a lot to chew on and I'm loving it. So anyway, all right. That's your message today. If you want a personal reading to delve, like if this is resonating hard for you and you're like, man, I want to get something that is not just for the general collective, I want some details added to this, and some advice on how to deal with it, I do personal readings. You can email me at trinity@esoteriallc.com. That's ESTOREIA LLC.com. And I'll put that in the description box as well so that you can just click the link and email your heart away. My readings are $75 for 1 hour and $40 for 30 minutes. And I also do sell my divination boards as well. Those are $75 a piece. And you will get an instruction booklet, a handmade board, and hand-picked charms that you can add charms to. Like if you're a trinket collector, like some of my crow ladies are, caw, you know who you are. Shout out to you. You're fabulous. Did you know that? I hope you did. But you can add to the charms and you can make the divination board very, very specific to you, where it's like your own unique thing. It's not just, my charms where it has my meaning. You can add things so that you can add a depth to that board. So I'm very proud of that invention. I really, really love it, and I make it, and I would love to, hook you up with one if you're interested. Other than that, and I need you to come in real close and hear me on this. If no one's told you today, not only do I love you, but I'm very proud of you. You've done a lot of work. This is not information that would be coming through if you didn't. Okay? Take care.